Welcome back to another lap guide. I am thrilled to say that this week we're at my home track, Laguna Seca. And throughout basically the entire lap, we're manipulating the throttle and the brake to help rotate the car into the apex. But this is a dangerous game to play because any over-rotation can cause the car to spin. So, in this lap guide, I want to walk you through not only the line and the braking points, but also the technique needed to rotate the car into the apex and to extract maximum lap time out of this GR86. Coming across the line to start our fast lap as we head over the turn 1 crest and into the double apex left-hand turn 2, known as the Andretti hairpin. Now the key to this corner is being comfortable trail braking all the way through the first apex into the mid corner before getting hard on the throttle through the second apex to give us a nice exit. To set this corner up, we're going to use as much of the road on the right-hand side as possible. So before we hit the brakes, we only have 2 wheels on the black tarmac, and we're going to be braking hard just at this corner on the runoff on the outside. You can see as we hit the brakes, we're already pointing our nose towards this first apex. And that's because as we brake and go down through the gears, any slight steering input can cause the car to over-rotate or to spin. But as we get in towards this first apex, I begin peeling off the brake, but still holding some brake pressure so we can trail brake all the way to right about here. But then as we can see this second apex, I'm going to get back hard on throttle to give us a really good launch out of the corner. We're going to immediately hustle the car back to the left-hand side to set up this tricky mid-speed right-hander. The key to this corner is a late downshift into second gear to get the car to rotate into the apex and to allow us to get a good launch out of the corner. We're going to be turning in and very gently touching the brakes just after these tire marks on the curb on the left. So we turn in and just very gently touch the brakes. And then we're going to drop it down to the second gear very late, but immediately get back on throttle as soon as we get into second gear, because if we spend too long in second gear, we're going to hemorrhage not only speed, but also time through this corner. So we're hard on the throttle before we hit the apex curb, up into third gear, and immediately moving the car back to the left-hand side to set up a very fast right-hander. The key to this corner is a very early lift off the throttle so that we can be flat out through the apex and get a really good launch onto this long straight. We're going to be turning in and lifting off just at the end of the curbing. So we turn in, lift off the throttle to about 30%, and you want to feel the car rotate as we're doing this. And as soon as we get that rotation, we're back hard on throttle, clipping our apex, which is the end of this curbing on the right-hand side, and completely flat out on the throttle in third gear, up into fourth gear, move the car back to the right-hand side to set up this fast uphill left-hander. We're trying to carry as much speed as we can through this uphill apex. It'll be a quick jab of the brakes just before the two board in front of us. So we quickly apply the brakes and immediately start peeling off as we nose the car in towards the apex. We're actually going to clip our left side tires over this apex curb and get hard back on the throttle, use all of the road on the right-hand side. And we're going to leave it in third gear all the way up this hill, using all of the torque this car has as we come into this fast left-hander. It's just going to be a quick lift on entry and then immediately back on throttle well before the apex because we want to get a great run up this steep hill. We're going to be turning in and lifting off just in between this white line and the two board in front of us. So it's a quick turn in and immediately lift off the throttle, but we're only lifting off to about 30%. And we're going to feel the car rotate, and as soon as it rotates, bam, we're back hard on the throttle through the apex in third gear, immediately up into fourth gear. Use all the road on the right-hand side, but don't dip your tires into that gravel because that will slow you down all the way up this hill. And now we come into the corkscrew, the most infamous corner on the track. As we come over this crest, we're going to be very gentle on the brakes because the car is very light and really wants to spin. But we're going to try to carry as much speed as possible through the left hand and the right hand apex. We're going to be braking just before the 3 board in front of us. And we're going to try as much as we can to brake in a straight line because, again, any slight steering input can cause the car to spin, especially as we're coming over this crest. You can see the car is just slightly moving around on me, but we're going to trail brake all the way into this first apex and get hard on the throttle at this first apex. But now I'm looking in the distance for the Z-shaped tree, and as soon as my nose is in line with this tree, I begin turning right. And just like magic, as we get back to full throttle, the second apex falls underneath our right side tires. We move the car back to the right-hand side to set up this long-duration rainy curve. We're just going to be lifting off through the mid-corner to help rotate the car into the very late apex. So as we come through this corner, come into the mid-corner, I begin slowly peeling off the throttle all the way until I'm nearly at 0% throttle. And as we do this, we can feel the front tire start to bite into the tarmac. And when we get that bite, I'm back hard on the throttle through the apex, up into fourth gear, setting up a really fast right-hander. The key to this corner is just gently trail braking all the way into and through the apex before getting hard on the throttle on the exit. We're going to be braking just after this two-board in front of us. It's a very, very, very gentle brake, though. We can see that. It's only about 10 to 15% brake pressure. And we're going to hold that pressure all the way into the apex. But then we're going to get hard on the throttle as we come through that apex and get that compression in fourth gear, coming into the final corner on the track. It's a tight left-hand hairpin, but we're trying to get on the throttle as early as possible to give us a great launch onto the front straight. We're going to be braking hard just after the two-board in front of us. We're going to brake, drop it down all the way into second gear, and as we turn into the apex, we're already focusing on getting back to throttle. So you can see that before we're even at the apex, we're at about 30 or 40% throttle. As we come through the apex, we're at 50%, and then as soon as we touch that apex curb, we're hard on the throttle, 100% throttle. A little bit of understeer is going to cost us a little bit of speed on the exit, maybe a half a tenth down the straight, but we still come across the line to set a 135.545. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate all the support. I hope you guys have a great new year, a great year of racing, and I will see you guys next time.